welcome our beloved. It's my pleasure to welcome our beloved principal, Dr. Sister Prema, the true spirit behind our initiatives. Thanks for your endless support and a warm welcome to you, dear sister.
Hello.
Storm, storms make
Hello.
trees take deeper roots. Similarly, participants are the strength of the webinar. I am pleased to welcome all the delegates from different parts of our nation who have taken time to be a part of this webinar. Delightful welcome to you all. I'm happy to welcome our academic coordinator, Mr. Rajesh, HODs of all the departments, teaching and non-teaching staff for their constant support in organizing this webinar. Cordial welcome to you all. Let's hope and wish to have an enriching session for the next 5 days. Thank you. Happy learning.
Thank you, ma'am. It was indeed a warm gesture. Now it is the time to introduce our resource person, Professor Jagadish J. As expressed by our academic coordinator, a versatile and skilled professional with excellent hands-on experience in guiding and delivering service in NAAC accreditation process. Sir is the former regional nodal officer at Regional Office of Joint Director, Department of Collegiate Education. Talking about his qualification, Sir has completed his MCom from Vivekananda Degree College, qualified with NET and PhD pursuing. Talking about publications of Sir, Sir have published 2 books on commerce subjects, namely Principles and Practice of Auditing and Principles of Marketing. Sir have published 2 research papers at national level and is also trained on life skills from MHRD. Talking about Sir's work experience, Sir worked as assistant accountant for 4.5 years in KPTCL Employees Credit Cooperative Societies, started his teaching profession from the year 2015 as an assistant professor at Vivekananda Evening College, Rajajinagar, Bangalore. He also has worked as a lecturer at Diksha Integrated Institutions, ACE Creative Learning Private Limited for 5 years. Sir is having 2 years working experience with communities of state, district, and taluk level government first grade colleges of Karnataka, and currently working as an assistant professor of commerce, government first grade college, Hirisave, Hassan. Sir worked with colleges of region to promote assessment and accreditation process, including preparation and prioritization of AQAR and SSR. Sir also have working experience with IQAC members to initiate social and economic or environmental development strategies in colleges of the region, worked as a resource person in the workshops organized for colleges and other stakeholders in the region. Above all, Sir has experience in technical process of NAC process. Sir, we are truly overwhelmed with joy to have you with us as our resource person for this webinar. Thank you, sir, for accepting the invitation. I request you to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ayesha madam. It was a wonderful organization of this national level webinar, and in a professional way we have started. So I would like to congratulate and thank to the organizers of St. Teresa Degree College for Women.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Is the screen is visible, madam?
No, sir.
Madam, no? Is it visible?
No, sir,
No,
not
sir.
yet.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Okay. Okay. Before starting, let us know about NAAC process. So many of the successful institution are saying they will follow strictly the NAAC manual. By following the NAAC manual only, they are very much reputed in the society nowadays. Because many of our faculty fraternity and many of the academicians may feel NAAC work is an additional work. For any faculty, it will be an additional work or it's a burden. So some sort of feelings will be there. I would like to clarify one thing. NAAC is not an additional work. It is the major outline how an institution should be there, how the academicians should work. So NAAC is the guidelines, what we have to do, how we have to do. So it is the only thing which will be grading the institutions or judging the level of quality of education provided by an institution throughout India. So this NAAC has been established in 1994 and it has its headquarters in Bangalore, Karnataka. And from 2013 onwards, as per the UGC Act, so initially it was an voluntary to be get accredited from the NAAC. Now they have made it mandatory for all higher education institutions. So assessment and accreditation for HEI is compulsory. So if they are accredited with the NAAC, then they will be having an authentication in the society. Let us understand the process, how an institution, if it is going for first cycle or subsequent cycle, what are the procedures? So let us understand the procedure or NAAC process. First, we should submit the ISA certificate to the in the ISA portal. By getting the ISA code, we need to register in the NAAC portal. That is the step called HEI registration. By doing this, we will get a address for our NAAC. In the NAAC portal for our institution, we will get an ID and password. By logging into that, we can move to the further steps. That is the step number 2, submission of IIQA. IIQA means Institutional Information for Quality Assessment. So this is the second step for any colleges which are entering into the first cycle or entering into the subsequent cycle. Submission of IIQA is compulsory. For first time NAAC going colleges need to be registered first. For the subsequent cycle, they can directly submit the IIQA. Within 15 days, the NAAC will going to communicate to the institution through the portal or by email. Any clarifications are there? Any doubts need to be clarified? Or the information what you have provided, is it approved? So within 15 days, this process will end by maximum. So after approval of IIQA, so the institution is supposed to fill the SSR, that is self-study report. So the number of days provided from the NAAC is 45 days from the acceptance of IIQA. So once we submit the IAQA, after approval, so we will getting another 45 days to submit the self-study report. So how to prepare the SSR, how to prepare the IAQA, I will mention it later. So the next step after submission of SSR, immediately SSS, that means Student Satisfaction Survey, will be initiated through the mail to the present students of our institution. Suppose if an A institution submitted the SSR today at 2 o'clock, 1 minute, the students of the institution will get the mail from the NAAC. And it contains 21 questions, which is inclusive of 20 MCQs, and one open-ended questions. So on this basis, they will going to evaluate the institution as well. So for this purpose, we need to educate our students as well how to um, reply for that, what are the ratings available, how we need to assess those the information. So all those technical issues has to be addressed. Then after completion of 10% of the total students, 100 or 10% of the total strength, so the next step is DVV, that is data verification and validation. So this process will be only on computerized basis. So the NAAC people or somebody who have got the SSR from the institution, they will going to, on behalf of the NAAC, they will going to send us few questions which are need to be addressed. So those questions will be called as data verification and validation process. For that purpose, they will going to give only 15 days time. So within 15 days, we need to address whatever the questions we got in the DVV process. So after completion of this, our SSR, if it is qualified, then they will call it as pre-qualification stage. After pre-qualification, we need to give 3 dates for visit and 3 hotel details need to be provided. For the verification of QLMs, so I'm going to mention what is QNM and QLM. So for the verification of QLM, the peer team members will arrive to the institution for 2 days. So this process has to be ended in complete 90 days after pre-qualification stage. So after visit, the coming next Tuesday or Monday, the results will be announced. So if the P team visit is scheduled on Thursday and Friday, the coming Tuesday, the institution will get the results. So this is the NAAC process. So we can easily understand. So whoever entering into the first cycle, they need to get registered. Then they have to submit the IIQA. After that SSR. So we need to attend the DVV process and we need to receive the P team for the visit. And the results will be announced. For the subsequent cycle, directly we can submit the IIQA. And even in the manual, they have mentioned the validity period. If it is 5 years, before completion of that 5 years, 6 months, before 6 months only, the existing institution should go for NAAC accreditation to have the validity period. So that is also one point I need to say to the existing or accredited colleges. We are appearing to the subsequent cycles. The next is fees portion. It will be keep on changing annually. So as of now, the IIQA fees, including GST, is 29,500 rupees. And at the time of submission of SSR, we need to pay 59,000. And after pre-qualification, we need to pay again 59,000. And for peer team visits, logistic fees 1,77,000. As of now, it is 3,24,500 for the whole process to get NAAC accredited. So this is as of now the fee structure, and it will be keep on changing according to the NAAC guidelines. We are supposed to pay through the portal only. So we cannot pay through online. It should be paid through portal. For that purpose, I request all the IKC coordinators or the principals to get one bank account with the net banking facility. So that is to be taken care at the initial stage before submission of IIQA only. Because before submitting the IIQA, we need to pay 29,500 rupees, and through the portal only we need to pay by using net banking. The next is submission of SSR. So SSR contains some sections which are indicative of 5 different sections. The first one is executive summary, then profile of the institution, and then institutional preparedness for NEP, that is national education policy. Then extended profile of the institution, which contains major information of the institution. Then we will be submitting the data relating to the quality indicator framework. Quality indicator framework contains both QNMs and QLMs. Let us know what is the topic we need to cover in the executive summary. In the executive summary, we are supposed to give information about the institution on the location, our introduction, and mainly on vision and mission of the institution. And I suggest here the institution should, if it is already having a vision, then fine, go ahead with that. But the condition is, if your vision is measurable, then it will be helpful in gaining good CGPA in criteria 6. If it is in a general, like we will educate the students at global level, global competition level, if we cannot measure it, so we may not get the good weightage. For that purpose, my suggestion on preparing the vision of the institution. Vision can be changed at any moment before entering into the NAAC, or once you complete the NAAC process, before entering into the second cycle or subsequent cycle, you can change your visions also. If it is possible, then only you can change, and keep only the keywords in one sentence, and which are going to be achieved in the next 5 years. So nowadays we can see many of the corporate sectors are changing their visions in 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year only. They are changing after achieving that. So it is just my small opinion that so vision should be focused, which should be measurable. Then we are supposed to mention in a 250 words each about the criterions. We have 7 criteria. So all those summary of the 7 criterion, 250 words each we need to mention. That is the second section. The third portion is SWOT analysis of the institution. Here also institutions think in the general point of view. So we have very good infrastructure. So we have so much of quality teachers. That means in general, if you speak, that can be the SWOT of the institution. But here, SWOT of SSR, we need to concentrate. That means in the SSR, in the which metric you are scoring to the maximum, those are called the strength of your institution. In which metric you are unable to score, or you are putting as a 0 as information, those should be mentioned as weaknesses, which are there, and it will be improved in the further 5 years. Then can be consider them as opportunities. And for the challenges as well, which are out of your control, which cannot be achieved, which are in the list of QNMs and QLMs only, but it is not in the hands of the institution to achieve that or to score any marks in that. So those type of things can be considered as challenges. So my opinion here is, while writing the SWOT, don't give the preference to the personal opinions. It should be of the SSR. So before writing the summary and a SWOT, the institution should prepare the SSR completely. Then we should write the what are the strength and weakness and opportunities and challenges. So it is my small suggestion based on the real-time experience which I have gone through with the 84 colleges as of now. And then additional informations will be there, and overall conclusive explications have been mentioned. So these are the part of executive summary. The second part is profile of the institution. In the SSR, second portion is profile of the institution. This section demands basic information of the HA. When it was being established, what was the name, and what is the name, and what is the email address, what is the website address. So these type of information need to be mentioned here. What are the total number of faculties, non-teaching staffs, all those education type of the institution. So majorly it contains 22 questions. So for all those 22 questions, we need to address. So that is the second part, that is profile of the institution. Then recently they have added, 1 year before they have added this section, that is institutional preparedness for NEP. So these are the open-ended questions which are applicable to us. In Karnataka, they have started NEP. So the other states, people can write how well they are prepared. So it's a general opinion about the institution regarding the NEP, how they are prepared. So this information has to be provided. So totally 5 questions will be there. So we need to address. No marks will be allotted for this section. Just the information has to be. And the next one, recently, 6 months before, they have added this section in the new manual, institutional initiatives for electoral literacy. So here also, regarding the awareness and programs organized for ELC. So that has been initiated with the 5 questions. We need to address how well we are organizing or how well we are educating the students to get registered for the voter list and to participate in the election by voting and the importance of vote. So all those things need to be in general, you can mention here. The next portion, and very much important and very small, but it will take more time, that is extended profile. Here majorly we have covering the 3 questions. Here the first one is student. Here we can easily say that number of students year-wise during the last 5 year means, so 2022-23 now it is the present academic year. Previous 5 years has to be mentioned if we enter into the NAAC process now. So the previous 21-22 will be the first year, 2021 will be the second year, like that in a descending order. The last 5 years will be counted here. Here, they will ask total number. Suppose in 21-22, if your institution have 1,000 students, now here we will mention as 1,000. But when you enter into the NAAC process, in the portal, a separate Excel sheets will be provided. In that format, all 1,000 students' data need to be entered. That means name of the student, and which program means degree, and which year, register number, phone number, email ID, all those details of one student has to be collected. Like that, if you have 1,000 students, for 5 years, 5,000 students data need to be updated. So that's why I'm telling, to see, it's a simple question, but the data required is more. For this purpose, I would like to say, kindly be prepared with the extended profile before submission of IIQA, because it will take more than 7 days for any institution. If you have 200 to 300 students, it will take 2 to 3 days, because you need to collect only 1,000 according to for 5 years if you have 200 students. If you have 3,000 strength, then you are supposed to collect 15,000 students data. So that's why this process need to be give attention before submission of IIQ. The second question is about teachers, full-time teachers without repeating the count. As of now, full-time teacher means whoever serving in the institution 90% of the UGC workload. Here 90% of the UGC workload means 16 hours for humanities subject and 20 hours for science stream. So 90% of this means minimum 14 hours if they are teaching, then they can be considered as full-time teacher. So these type of informations will be there that need to be addressed. The last portion is expenditure. Expenditure excluding salary component means excluding the salary for teaching and non-teaching staff. Whatever the expenses an institution incurs in a particular year, repairs, maintenance, electricity, telephone charges, stationery, whatever it is. So that need to be mentioned here, and we need to observe at the initial stage itself. They have mentioned in the bracket in rupees, in lakhs, in Indian rupees, in lakhs. So if you mention 1, it will be counted as 1 lakh. If you are supposed to mention 2 lakhs, you are not supposed to mention 2 5 zeros. Instead of that, you just mention 2. If you are supposed to mention 3,50,000, then we are supposed to mention it as 3.50. So, so by this also we can reduce many number of questions which will be asked at the DVP stage. Now the main process, the FDP concentrating on this QIF. Another 5 days we will going to speak about this. So the total weightage which is in the NAAC process will be 1,000 and will be rated from 0 to 4, that is 5-point scale. 7 criterias will be there, so we can call it as 7 different chapters. So totally 32 key indicators will be there. So sub chapters, 32 key indicators will be there. Out of 32, totally 55 questions will be asked from the NAAC, which are need to be addressed through portal only. So this 55 questions, we call it as metrics. We call it as metrics. That 55 questions will be divided among QNM and QLMs. QNMs means quantitative metrics that need to be addressed in numbers. And they will going to give specific format for that. We need not to change anything in the format. Specific formats will be there, which are to be applied in the computer softwares. So hence, we're not supposed to fill any color, any columns, nothing should be added. The same format, college name adding to the Excel sheet is not required. You cannot upload it. That's why individual portal will be given to each institution. Through that only you are supposed to give the information. So no need to mention your institution name in the Excel sheet. So those type of questions will be 34. So 34 QNMs will be there. And 21, and the remaining is 21 QLMs, qualitative metrics. That means we need to give the answer in the write-ups, maybe in the 500 words or 1,000 or 2,000 words. Like that, it will be specified in the each question. 21 questions need to be addressed in the text format, and 34 questions need to be addressed in Excel sheet through the numbers. So, and this is about the QNM and QLM weightage, so which can be easily understand. 62% will be evaluated on a computer based, and 38% will be evaluated by the peer team visit during the visit to the college. The peer team going to give the marks for only 38%. The rest of 62% marks will be obtained through computer process. Through the portal itself, everything will be evaluated. Then the results will be declared. As of now, some discussions is going on regarding the grades. Let it be. But as of now, these are the grading will be done from 0 to 4-point scale. That is, the whoever score more than 3.5.1 to the 4 will be accredited with the A double plus grade, and 3.2.6 CGPA to 3.50 will be accredited with A plus. Like that, whoever scores below 1.50, below 1.50 CGPA need to be get reaccredited, or they are supposed to get into the process once again, because that is not accredited. If they get D grade, it is not accredited. Above 1.51 CGPA, it is accredited. As of now, it is the information. And the mandatory disclosures need to be taken care by the IKC coordinator regarding this. This is the major work of an IKC coordinators, and the whole team need to support. That is, whatever the SSR we have submitted, that need to be uploaded in our institutional website. That means every institution should have their own college or institutional websites. So through that website, we need to provide the documents. It should be a public mode and to be uploaded after DVV process only. After completion of DVV process, the SSR need to be published in the institutional website. Data templates has to be uploaded, and whatever the annual quality assurance report, AQARs, that need to be published in the website, as well as the any previous grade certificates, everything need to be mentioned in the website. Now let us come to the know. What is the role of IQAC? Many institutions have very good control through the IQAC regarding the quality matters, and many of the institutions are unaware about what is IQAC committee stands and how it should be working in the institution. So many of the institution thinks that IQAC is just a committee. So that is the myth we usually having. It is just a committee. It is not just a committee. It is the head of all the committees. It is the head of all the committees, which takes care of the academics and non-academics works of the institution under the guidance of principal as well. So it is the supportive measure for the principal looking after about the academic and non-academic activities through the committees, so that all committees will be headed by the IKSA committee. Now let us know what are the main task of the IKSC. It should ensure the internal quality, and the mechanism of the institution may be called as IKSC. IKSC meant for planning, guiding, and monitoring the quality assurance and even enhancement and enrichment activities of the institution. So this is the major role played by the IKSC. And even the prime task of the IKSC is to develop a quality system for improvement. So here IKSC stands for system, not as in just a committee. So that is the major thing we need to understand. And the composition, many of the institution thinks that IKSC committee can be formed internally. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, audio.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. The composition will be according to the UGC guidelines, and many of the institution thinks that the internal faculty members and senior faculty members and administrative staffs can be part of composition, but it has to be enhanced with other persons like head of the institution. The principal will be chairperson of the committee. Then 3 to 8 teachers or faculty members, senior faculty members are from depend upon the institution. Each head of the departments can be the members of this IKSC, and one member from the management if the institution is running under the trust or any private management. So one person from the management need to be the member minimum. So whoever in the meeting, kindly mute yourself, so it should not disturb the others to get the information. Thank you in advance. Then the one more faculty from the administrative department need to be the member of IKSC, provide the details related to the criteria 4. And the major thing, the many of the institution forgets to give the membership to the local are present students and alumni of the institution. So I request minimum 1 or 2. My suggestion is that minimum 2 students must be there, one from boy and one from girl. So which will be helpful in gender equity to maintain at the institution level, which speaks in the criteria 7. For alumni also, we need to get in touch with the alumni, and they should be called for IKSC meeting as well. 2 members from alumni, and at least 1 member as an representative of industry or any other stakeholders or educationalist. 1 member must be there. Industrialist, 1 member need to be appointed as a member for the IKSC from the outside. And the last one will be any of the person, the institution can be the IKSC coordinator. IKSC coordinator. We call them at the institutional level, we call them as IQAC coordinator. At autonomous, at university level, we call them as directors, IQAC directors. So one person can be that to avoid the conflicts or to make it a easy way. Any senior teacher who are well versed with the NAAC information can be a coordinator. So this should be the last. So it is the composition of IKAC. So we need to concentrate to form the composition like this. Then only the meeting will be called as IKAC meeting. If these members are available at that minutes of meeting, if they have the signature, then it will be called as IKAC meeting. If not, then it will be called as in-house meeting. So the IKSC meeting must be with composition of the committee. The documents, we all know that NAC manual, get a printout of it, data templates, download it and show to the all the members, and extended profile, triple S questions, and poster will be provided from the NAC in the uh, website. So that need to be downloaded and get the print and publish in the institutional notice boards, which will give the awareness to the students about the triple S, that is student satisfaction survey, and IKC guidelines need to be followed. And the last portion is I would like to give focus on AQARs. It is applicable to the institution of second and subsequent colleges, not for the first cycle. In the first cycle, only we will enter into the NAC process, we will submit the SSR. But after once, if we get the accreditation above 1.5.1 CGPA, then we are supposed to submit the mini SSR that will be called as annual quality assurance reports. So the academic year is 1st June to 31st May every year. And sometimes if the results of the 6th semester is delayed, at that time we can consider the only the results. Other events or programs, whatever we organize, that need to be concentrated till 1st June of every academic year to the 31st May of the next calendar year. So that is the thing, that is the academic year here means 1st June to 31st May. And submission is through online, no offline, no manual submission. So through the portal itself, we need to prepare and we need to submit. So these are all the responsibilities of the IKC committee. So when the second step is IIQA, after getting registration, so institutional information for quality assurance, we need to provide. In IIQA, we are supposed to give the affiliation letter from the affiliating university. And if the institution is recognized, then 2F and 12B need to be provided. If only already recognized, then otherwise it need not to be. Then UGC letter conferring the autonomous status for autonomous colleges. For autonomous colleges, the status of autonomous certificate need to be provided. And most important thing is proof of uploading ISA, that is All India Survey on Higher Education. That ISA certificate need to be uploaded. Then self-declaration and undertaking forms will be provided through the portal from the NAC, which are provided in the format that need to be taken print out in the letterhead of the institution. Then we need to pay 29,500 and we need to submit. So the formats will be there, and these are the introductory part. I would like to give focus on the NAC process. So before entering into the criterion one, so I would like to request any doubts or anything to be addressed in the process, just mention in the chat box. So if not, we'll go ahead with the criterion one.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇರಿ
Okay. Sir, I feel no clarifications are required. Everything is clear. Thank you, sir, for replying. So once the total process is completed, we'll provide the information. Thank you, Akshata ma'am. And we can proceed to the criteria one. Okay. Is the screen is visible to all of you, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes. NAAC has 7 criteria. The first criteria speaks about curriculum. Here we need to understand all 7 criteria are different and which speaks about in a particular area, where the first criteria speaks about the documentation and planning procedures related to the curriculum which will be done before starting the teaching. So before starting the teaching sessions, how the institution will be planned, what are the options it will be provided. So it will be based on only criteria 1. In criteria 2, it speaks about how a teacher is teaching to the institution, how well the program outcomes and course outcomes are evaluated. So, and the students' opinion about the teaching. So all these things will be comes under criteria 2. So when it comes to the criterion 3, it speaks about the research area and the quality of the institutional faculty members in the research area, and society, how well we are giving value to the society in sensitizing the students. That awareness will be covered over there. Then in criteria 4, how these things will happen in the building. So infrastructure facilities will be focused in the criteria 4. So till now we have not spoken about the student participation. Nothing we have spoken till criteria 4. So in the criteria 5, we speak about the students, their performance, what is the support system we have to them, and what are their achievements. Everything will be covered in criteria 5. So in criteria 6, it speaks about the institutional quality related measures, about vision, mission, how it will going to achieve, what is the progression, what is the role of IKSC. Everything will be concentrated in criterion 6. The last portion is about NAAC is also giving importance to the society. The institution should also think about the society, how a corporate company should have the CSR, corporate social responsibility. In the same manner, an institution also should have the social responsibility, which will be addressed in the criteria. Now let us know the first one, criteria 1, curricular aspect, which,
Excuse me, sir.
yes, ma'am.
Sir, we are not able to watch the screen. Can you please share again?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Okay. The total weightage allotted to the criterion 1 is 100. Out of 1000 weightage, criterion 1 contains 100 weightage, which is of 4 key indicators, that is 4 core areas, and 6 questions, that is 6 metrics will be there. Out of that 6 questions, 4 are quantitative metrics and 2 are qualitative metrics. Here we need to understand quantitative metrics need to be replied through the Excel sheet which is provided in the portal, not prepared by the institution. A specific format will be provided by the NAAC. No need to change or alter any columns or putting the college name or coloring, dividing. No changes are required. Just fill the information in the specified manner and we need to address it. When it comes to the case of qualitative metrics, 2 questions will be available. So those 2 questions need to be addressed in 500 words while preparing the SSR. So let us know what is the first metric or first key indicator. So criterion 1 So curricular planning and implementation. So in this key indicator, we have one QLM, which is of 20 weightage. So how the question and what are the topics to be addressed over there for 20 weightage, I'm going to explain in the coming slides. The next area is academic flexibility. How well the option and skill enhancement courses are provided to the students. So on that basis, QNMs, that is quantitative metrics, will be there. For that, 30 weightage will be allocated. And for curriculum enrichment, again, one QNM and one QLM, which combination of 30 weightage will be provided in 1.3, that is curriculum enrichment. And the last portion is feedback system. Previously, they were asking two questions in the 1.4 key indicator. Now they have reduced to only one question, and which contains 20 weightage. So now let us know the first question, that is curriculum planning and implementation key indicator 1.1. In that, first question will be addressed by the question number 1.1.1. The first letter indicates the criteria, second one is key indicator, the last point will be, our last number will be indicating the metric number. So the 1.1.1 is criterion 1, key indicator 1, and the question number 1. So it is about institutional, the institution ensures effective curriculum planning and delivery through a well-planned and documented process, including academic calendar and conduct of continuous internal assessment. So here it is a QLM. We need to address in the 500 words. What are the topic to be entered here means, before writing anything, um, my suggestion, understand the keywords or key areas about the question, then the write-up will be easily, you can write it. The here first one is curriculum planning and delivery, well planned and documented process. That is the one portion, planning and documentation process of curriculum planning and delivery. The second one is how you are going to prepare the academic calendar of the institution. And the last one is how the institution is providing importance for continuous internal assessment. So these are the things we need to address here. Is the screen is visible now?
No, sir. It's visible, but not working.
Now, curriculum 1 speaks about planning and delivery of um, how a teacher will prepare for the class. So it will be prepared in this manner. That is, the first meeting will be conducted under the supervision of the principal with all the departmental HODs to allocate the syllabus. First, syllabus allocation will be the first step. We need to concentrate on that. Then after
Sir, we are not able to see
Sir,
the
PPT
screen.
is actually is not visible, sir.
It's visible. I guess it's visible. We can
Yes, sir,
see
it
it.
is visible.
No, we can't
No,
see
we
that.
cannot.
Actually, it's only one window. There are so many windows are there appearing here.
Sir, please check your technical configurations. Screen is completely visible.
Mm, okay, one second.
Pin the window where this screen is there. You need to pin the window.
Oh, it's already done, man. It's already done. Okay, fine. Now it's fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry for the interruption, sir. You can continue.
Okay, fine. The thing is, we need to concentrate on 4 points. That is, it is about the curriculum meeting has to be conducted from the principal through the HODs. On the basis of preference and experience, syllabus will be allocated. Usual process. This need to be explained. Then how the timetable will be prepared. A timetable committee will be allocated, and those will be considering the syllabus allocation. On that basis, they will going to prepare the institutional master timetable, how it will be prepared, and departmental timetable that need to be mentioned. And after allocation of subject, each teacher or a faculty member need to prepare a plan for the delivery of the lectures. That will be called as lesson plans. So lesson plans is the major tool or the roadmap for a teacher, how the total subject will be taught to the students, in which teaching techniques or methods, are in how many days, or in how many numbers, that need to be documented. That process of preparing lesson plan need to be explained over there. And the last one is, after the teaching, what we do is we take the attendance from the students, and we also follow as per the UGC guidelines, we prepare the work diaries. So this need to be,
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Sir, extremely sorry. We are unable to see the screen. Screen is visible, but actually it is not displaying.
Yes, the screen is not visible now. Yeah, it's now.
Yeah,
It's
now
there.
it is visible, sir.
Okay,
Thank
fine.
you and sorry for distracting.
Okay, fine, fine. So here in my laptop, I am unable to present multiple windows here due to some technical issues. It's okay, fine, but I will take care with the
That's
single
okay,
window.
sir. That's okay. No issues. No issues.
Yes, thank you. The 4 points need to be addressed as the 250 words. If you take total 500 words, the first 250 words should be speak about the these four process. Then about the academic calendar. So here I would like to see. I can show here. I think it is visible now. Calendar of events of one of the college. So here, on the basis of university calendar, university will provide only the starting and ending date, and the rest of the things need to be planned by the IQAC committee. So how you are going to plan your orientation program, any career counseling programs, or any awareness programs, add-on programs, and all the departmental activities, cultural, sports activities, everything need to be a decentralized way. We need to follow, and we need to prepare that academic calendar, how the meeting goes on, how the document should be prepared. So this will be focused. So 150 words you can speak about this. So almost 400 words we have spoken about these two topics. The rest of the thing, the last topic is continuous internal assessment. For this purpose, we need to focus on 2 points. That is the syllabus, or the portion of the syllabus which will be covered for internal assessment. C1 and C2, like that in the NEP, or however the institution is following, that will be decided in advance. How much portion should be covered, and what are the formats of a question paper for internal assessment. These two process has to be explained. So here my request is, instead of saying it will happen, or how we examinations will be conducted, instead of saying that, we need to mention how it will be conducted, how the academic calendar will be prepared, how the lesson plans will be prepared. The process need to be explained in the 500 words. So that will give the unique feature to the all the institution. Whoever writes their SSR based on through their process, or with the original words of their own institution, will gain good weightage. Here it will be allotted 20 weightage for this. So 20 weightage in 5-point scale means 0 to 4. If the peer team understand the process well, if they satisfied, they may give 4. Then you will get 80 marks. If they give 1, then you will get only 20 marks. So each question need to be addressed by the IKC coordinator and in the SSR as well in a specified and very good manner, which will be helpful. So this is the first question. And the second chapter or second sub-chapter key indicator, that is 1.2, it speaks about academic flexibility. Here the thing is about 1.2.1, criterion 1, key indicator 2, metric number 1. Number of add-on or certificate and value-added programs offered during the last 5 years. My request here is, let us understand what is add-on or certificate programs. The first thing is, it is not required any university approval for this. At the institution level only, by making an internal committee or BOS committee internally, you can give or offer the certificate courses to the students, where some example can be taken into the consideration. Value added course, one of the institution have been conducted. The main thing is it should contain 30 hours of syllabus. It should have 30 hours of syllabus, and a syllabus committee need to be there. So then we need to maintain the attendance, as well as we need to collect the feedback also. So these type of data are required. Suppose if you want to do it on a communication topics, so spoken English, that's a beautiful topic which is in the necessity of the any students. So for attending an interview, they should have a good communication to address in the programs or to be on the stage. They should have a good communication. For that purpose, you can guide them through 30 hours of syllabus. And this 30 hours may not be or restricted to 30 days. It can be within a day. You can take 2 to 3 hours. Suppose before college hours morning 1 hour, after college hours 2 hours you can take, and you can finish it off in the 10 days as well. If you plan it properly, you can easily score 15 weightage here. That means the one more thing, every year we need to offer, and we can make compel to the all the departments to conduct at least one certificate programs from each department in each semester. Then the institution will score more CGPA in this metric. And the second one is related to the previous question. How many have been conducted? This question speaks about how many students got the benefit of it. If you have 1,000 students, if you conduct to the 100 students, then it is 10%. So here the question speaks about percentage of students enrolled in certificate, add-on and value-added programs against the total number of the students. Here total number means if your students are 1,000 in an institution, how much students are getting this benefit of enrolling and getting the certificates of certificate programs or add-on programs, which are related to curriculum, we need to do. So anything based on history department, they can do wonderful certificate programs, that is awareness and safeguard of monuments, historical local monuments, like this, how to read the scripts and those things, how to protect the monuments, that can be a certificate program. So anything and everything which are in addition to the curriculum designed by the institution and provided by the institution itself can be considered for the certificate program. Here the enrollment number should be more. My request, if you are conducting a certificate program, make available to all the students. Or if 1,000 students are there, for 200 students one add-on program, for another 200 students another program need to be offered. Like that, if you can offer 2 add-on or certificate programs, you can give the benefit to the 400 students, which comes to the 40%. If it is more than 40 or 50%, you will score complete 15 weightage. So the less the percentage, less the weightage will be there. So kindly concentrate on the enrollment of students to the add-on and certificate program. The third key indicator speaks about the curriculum enrichment. That is, in addition to the curriculum, what are the value system you are giving to the students? That is the criterion 1, key indicator 3, question number 1, that is 1.3.1. Institution integrates cross-cutting issues relevant to professional ethics and gender and human values, environment and sustainability into the curriculum. So we need to understand this is an QLM. We need to write in the 500 words. Here, many of the institutions are saying in the criterion 1.3.1, they will just give the list of the subjects. It speaks about these 4 topics like environmental studies, science and society, Indian constitution, personality development, value education, banking and finance, auditing. So these type of list of subjects and syllabus will be provided as a document. But while explaining, my request and suggestion is try to explain how the syllabus will impact about these 4 topics. And after attending these sessions, what will be the change among the students? What type of programs or discussions, something like programs or events such as essay competition or debate competition need to be organized, and we should give awareness. So these 2, one is classroom teaching, another one is programs or events, need to be explained how and why it will be conducted and what are the results, impact of that. That need to be written as a 500 words while writing this QLM. That is the major thing. And any classroom teaching, take the syllabus copy and photos and prepare yourself some report. It will be easy for you. And for any other events, invitation must be there and the reports including the photos must be there. Geotagged photo, they have made compulsion. If you don't have geotagged photo also, the normal photo can be converted into PDF, then take that photo in the letterhead of the institution and get attestation from the present principal. Whoever sitting on the chair now, they can give attestation to any documents. If they give signature or put the attestation, then it will be considered as a proper document by the NAAC. 4 to 5 principles have been changed in the last 4 years. If you want to arrange the documents of the previous year, who need to give attention if they have retired? So no issues. The present principal can attest any documents of 5 years. This is about the metric 1.3.1. And the last one is 1.3.2 in the key indicator 3. That is percentage of students undertaking project work, field work, and internships. Data need to be provided in Excel sheet here. Here, Excel sheet means they will going to provide what are the topics, name of the student, program. Program means degree, course means subjects. That is the major point we need to understand. Program name, program code, and list of the students need to be provided along with the link to the relevant document. Link means this must be published in our institutional website. That link has to be provided here. And my major suggestion on the providing the links is, if you provide any Google Drive link, as many of the technical persons will feel comfortable saving the documents in Google Drive and providing the links, NAAC will reject, or it will not going to consider any third-party information. Here, in the NAAC process, only 2 parties will be there. One is NAAC, another one is institution. To provide any documents, no mailing the documents or providing the Google Drive, we need to publish in our institutional website. Then we need to provide the link of that website. Specific spot of that document need to be provided. Then it can be considered as a link. Here also, the project work means which is provided in the syllabus are specifically permission provided or specified by the affiliated university, not by the teacher initiation. Suppose if you have BBA, they will be having some project work. If you have BCA, then BCA program, they will be having some project work. Even if you have PG programs, post-graduation program in any commerce arts, they will also have the project work. That can be considered here. If you are giving project work to the BCom student, which is not in the syllabus, which are not part of the syllabus, or which is not allotted any marks, in simple words, I can say, if the marks is not allotted by the university for the project, then it cannot be shown in the criterion 1. It should be shown in the criterion 2 as another teaching method. Teacher initiations need to be provided in criterion 2, and the university initiations has to be recorded here. If it is in the curriculum, then we can show. If it is not in the curriculum, it is in the teacher initiation. Teacher on their own interest, if they have provided any made any field works or allotted any project work or internship, that can be considered in criterion 2, not in the criterion 1. And the last key indicator is 1.4, that is feedback system. Here also we need to understand this feedback system is unique and which is only related to criterion 1, that is on curriculum from 4 different parties, not on institutional facilities or teaching methodologies, not on that. It is on the syllabus framed by the university. So we need to ask from the 4 different stakeholders. That is, the first one is student, teachers, employers, and alumni. From these 4 stakeholders, we need to collect that data or feedback, and we need to prepare the action taken report on the suggestions what they have given. Here, many of the institutions will get confusion regarding the collection of data, on what basis we need, on which area we need to focus. Here, if you are asking a student to give feedback, in criterion 1, it is about only curriculum, not about the teacher. Students, are you getting interest in the curriculum? Is the chapters provided in the syllabus is relevant to the previous chapters? Student, if you are getting any skills, how do you rate? Are you getting any skills from the curriculum? Is the syllabus out of date or out of syllabus? If you are getting, what are the suggestions you required? Do you require any add-on or certificate programs? If required, what type of add-on or certificate programs you require to enhance the curriculum knowledge? So these type of questions need to be asked to the students. And many of the institutions will do the fault here is asking the students about the teacher and teaching methodologies and facilities, about the library, about the infrastructure. That is not comes under criteria 1. It comes under criterion 2. So there, a separate feedback need to be collected, and it will be collected by the NAAC, not by the institution at the time of NAAC process. Okay. The second stakeholder is teacher. From the teacher, you need to collect the feedback on curriculum only, not about the facilities. Are you getting interest in teaching these topics? Is the interlink is available between the chapters? Is it is helpful for the present scenario? Do you want any suggestions need to be or any new courses to be introduced in the curriculum? So these type of questions need to be asked to the teacher. For employers, employer means not the institutional employers. Employer here means our alumni. After getting the degree, they will be working outside in the society, in companies, in government jobs, in any service sector, their own shops. those owners, company managers, government officers, those will be called as employers. From them, we need to ask a few questions, or one or two questions, or 3 to 4 questions about the curriculum. Is the curriculum is relevant to your industry? Is our student who have learned these topics, is it practically helpful in your industry? So these type of question needs to be asked from the employers. And from the for the alumni also same, based on the curriculum, is it helpful for your career, or is it any suggestions you want to give on the curriculum? These type of questions need to be asked from the alumni, need to be collected, analyzed, then the actions to be taken. For the actions taken, any suggestions provided by anybody, teacher or student, alumni or employer, the suggestions implemented should be reported by naming action taken report of the year 21-22. That report need to be published in the institutional website. Then we will get the complete 20 weightage which is allotted to this. So it is very easy for the institutions to bifurcate the questions which are only related to the curriculum will be taken consideration here. Regarding the facilities will be considered in criteria 2. This is the major important information I would like to highlight here. Every year conduct the analysis report and have a meeting and discuss the suggestions provided from the students or anybody or teachers or employers. On that suggestion, what are the actions taken that need to be mentioned, that has to be prepared in a separate format. So like this, student analysis can be done through the Google form, but it cannot be shown as a document. You need to prepare a separate analysis and action report, but you can use this type of diagrams which are easily accessible to us through the Google Forms. The students have been answered and belongs to which semester regarding the particular question. So specifically, I would like to say this type of questions need to be asked among the student. The link between the chapter is either very good, average, or negotiable, or not relevant. Like that, you can provide any options, 5-point scale, 4-point scale, according to your wish. The second question here is availability of reference books for the curriculum. Is it updated books available? Did syllabus fulfill the expectations of your skills? Anything? And about the overall syllabus, how do you rate? Here, many of the institutions have given good ratings and very good ratings. So that need to be converted into percentage, and we need to prepare the reports. These type of questions need to be asked from for the employers and even for alumni as well. So like this way, you will get the open-ended question suggestions. Those suggestions can be considered for the meeting, and you will action taken reports. So, but this cannot be considered as a document. These are the highlighting points about the criterion 1. So now anything, so we can have a open house discussion regarding clarifications required.
So I have a question. May I ask one question?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah. So, like you just mentioned in one of the slides, that no third party is entertained. So, the institute's portal and the institution's website and NAAC, only these two are the required this. But here you have in the feedback system, you have mentioned a Google form. So, will this be valid then, the Google form?
That's it's a very good question, madam. I am addressing in the same way that Google Forms cannot be considered as a document. By using the Google form, you should prepare one more analysis report. So that analysis and action taken report will be taken printout in the letterhead of the institution. You can use the diagrams, whatever the percentage is available, but you cannot provide the same thing as a proof to the NAAC. They will not going to consider.
So just like just out of the query, I'm asking you, sir, one confusion. Like the Google form, when we start a new Google form, the date of that Google form will be there. But in a like on the letterhead, though, it can be like created also. No, like will that authenticity not be a matter for in terms of the date?
Okay, fine. So I understood your question. The thing is, ma'am, here, whatever the information we provide to the NAAC should be provided in the letterhead of the institution. For any document, three things are most important. Uh, this type of feedback forms manually you can collect. If you have 2,000, 3,000 students,
Mhm.
okay, this type of manually you cannot collect, and you the analysis of the time taken for analysis of the feedback will be more. For that purpose, you can collect the feedback through Google form, but that link or any document which are in the form of Google shared manner cannot be considered in the NAAC process. You can utilize as a tool to collect the data, but on your own, you need to prepare separate report for that.
Mhm.
Then you can submit that report and publish that report into the website. Then you can give that
Even
link.
on our institutional portals, the feedback system is like can be recorded. Like when we have an institutional our own portal ERP, so there also so that
Yes,
that
ma'am. If
institute
you have a
analysis
paid version,
automatic. Yeah.
if you have a paid version, then also you can claim it. Need not to be worried. But
Okay.
Google is not a paid version, and even third party, they will consider it as a third party information. In many of the institution, almost we have completed 295 colleges throughout Karnataka, government colleges in the last 2 years. The same thing they have mentioned in the DVV. Google documents cannot be considered. Kindly provide the documents in the letterhead of the institution. This is what they say. So here, Google form, for which reason I have shown here is, it's an option to you to collect the data, not
Mm.
to focus in front of NAC.
Mm-hmm.
Either you can collect through manually. That's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, create a format and collect manually. Then you can prepare. After preparation, you will do the documentation in the letterhead. Then you will provide.
Mm-hmm.
For collection, you can collect through Google form, but it cannot be shown to the NAC.
But if we have the paid version of the ERP, that can be shown and the analysis, because the auto analysis is done like through that
Yeah,
ERP.
the auto analysis is there. Then also, just to prepare one action taken report. The
Okay.
questions speak about more about the action taken report.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, excuse me.
Thank you so
Uh,
much.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes,
in
sir.
this regard, yeah, sir,
Sir,
excuse me, sir.
I have a doubt,
Sir,
sir.
ex-
Yes, madam.
hello.
Please.
Sir, you
Yes, sir.
talked about value-added courses, no, sir?
Yes, madam.
I belong to computer science stream.
Oh, yes, madam.
And in 1.3.1 also you talked about value-added courses.
Okay.
First one is given by the departments, you told.
Yes, madam.
Department can give 30 hours course. Second one is commonly given by anybody, or is there any, what's the difference? There also we are giving value-added courses. In 1.3.1 also value-added courses are here. Add-on courses you told. Then in the subsequent slide, you told about again value-added courses.
There will be two questions related to add-on programs in Criterion 1.2 key indicator. The first question speaks about how many add-on or certificate programs have been conducted. So you need to give one name to the add-on certificate program that need to be mentioned in the first column. Second, you need to give one course code to that. Course code means subject code. For any program, you can give some code, CC01, that need to be mentioned in the second column. Year of offering, number of times offered during the same year, and duration of the course. Minimum 30 hours must be there. Maximum 100 hours, anything depend upon the course or depend upon the program. Number of students enrolled in the year and number of students completing the course in the year. Here just we will provide the basic details about the add-on program.
Okay,
In the
so that
next
is given by our own stream, from our own stream to other non-major students.
In any students, ma'am.
Any students, even computer
There
science
is no
students
restrictions.
also study.
Computer science department need to conduct the program for only computer. For anybody else also, you can provide the certificate program. That is the main intention of the NAAC. So all the students should be benefited from all the courses, all the streams.
Okay, sir.
The second thing is about the percentage of students benefited. Here, how many have been attended, how many have been completed. On the basis of number of students, marks will be allotted here.
Okay, sir.
Sir, actually, the NAAC has come up with a new benchmark in 13th December 2022. So, should we follow that particular manual, sir?
Yes, sir. In the June 2022.
Sorry, December recently they have come up with, they have disclosed the benchmark, right?
Okay. The benchmark was speaking about they wanted to introduce a program called PAC, so provisionally accreditation certificate. For that purpose, they have given the benchmarks. It is not actually related because I can easily say that it's a secret recipe. How the marks will be allotted from the NAAC, it is a secret recipe. No one knows except the NAAC. Just on the basis of some benchmarks, how you said it's a valid point. On that basis, we can refer, we can put it as a reference document, and we can increase our inputs to get the good weightage. So, but the total process is like a secret recipe. It cannot be disclosed. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Another question, sir, regarding that feedback. For the employer feedback, shall we get the feedback from the placement companies which are coming to our campus? Is that right, or should we go for
employer means who have provided the job to our student, not only who visit our institution.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So if our students are working there, then you can provide the link to them and collect the data.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Hello, good evening, sir. This is Dr. Ravi from St. Teresa College. Am I audible?
Yes, madam. Please go ahead.
Sir, actually, when we are preparing for SSR, we are going for the consecutive cycles for accreditation. Okay. And every year we will be submitting our AQAR. So, when we compile SSR, can certain data be different from what we have already provided during that particular AQAR? Because there are some additional information can we add now?
The simple answer, because it is a very vast question, and in a simple manner, if I can say, the data can be added, which is not mentioned in the AQAR. It is one part of information. Another part is, so the AQAR is a routine process. SSR will be prepared 5 years once. Even if you are not entered into the process for 1 year, then also you are supposed to prepare AQAR. But after entering into the process, separately you will prepare the SSR by considering maximum data what you have given in the AQAR. So the slight deviation which are not recorded or which are ignored, with now the manual has been changed. Some data will not be available in the AQRs or which are not related to the present SSR. Those can be brought into the picture, and you can get good marks.
Because certain questions, there are computer-based compilation also is provided. So will it refer to the previous data or the current data, what we include? That is what I have a doubt.
Yes, for that question, I can say in the simple words, present situation and whatever the data they are asking, in that manner only we need to provide.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Anybody else?
And also one more additional question for the same.
Yes,
I think the format for autonomous colleges is slightly different from what you have actually explained. And will you be talking on the format as per the autonomous college and all differently?
Slightly, it will be having a different and different questions also. Now in this FDP, we are concentrating on affiliated institutions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed important information.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your insights and addressing the queries of the participants. It is informed to all the participants that feedback forms will be shared after every session and certificates will be issued to the participants who will fill the feedback forms. Dear participants, feedback form of today's session will be posted in the chat box. Kindly fill the feedback form and the link will be open for 15 minutes only. I take this opportunity to give the concluding remarks. Sir, it is my pleasure to give the closing remarks for the session. It was
Yes.
introduction and session on criteria 1. Thank you, sir, for enriching all of us with an overview of what NAAC expects, contents, and preparation for criteria 1. Sir also gave us institutional preparedness and readiness that is required to enact accreditation. Thank you, sir. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank all the participants for the active participation. We will now end the session. We want all the participants with the same enthusiasm that we had today. I hope that we will get the same. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., we will connect back. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
everyone. Thank you, Aisha ma'am, and thanks to the whole faculties of St. Teresa institution, and as well the participant from the across the country. I'd like to thank for your time. Thank you once again.
Feedback link will be forwarded. It is already forwarded in the chat box. Kindly fill the feedback form. The recording of the same will be shared in our YouTube channel and the link will be forwarded in the WhatsApp group too.
Sure. Ma'am, one question, ma'am. Can I have the SAR's mail ID, please? SAR displayed in the last slide. Mail ID of presenter, please.
Yes, sir. We will ask the resource person and we will let you know shortly.
Thank
Thank you, sir. Participants, please fill the feedback form. Thank you all. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Otherwise, we are. Dear participants, a kind request from the organizer's end. Please ensure that you will not be unmuting your video or audio. That will be distracting the resource person and the other participants too. Or else forcefully we will have to remove the participants. So kindly make sure that you will not be switching on your audio or video. Thank you all.
Hello? 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 Sir, Google form ಏನು ಸರ್ ಇದು? ಅಯ್ಯೋ. ಹಲೋ? 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 ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. Joshua sir. Sir, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಳಿ 777 600. Okay, it came. ಯಾರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ?
Sir, can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Sir, I'm not able to feedback. I'm not getting chat box because of maybe network issues. Can you help me out?
ಹಾ, ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇವರೇ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೆಲಸ. ಈಗ ಇಮೇಲ್ ಅವ್ರು ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೂ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್?
पच्चीस 30 स्टाफ मेंबर्स और नर्स बढ़ के छोड़ना
Your slides